Welcome back for another video. I'm pleased to welcome back FPL's current world #1 manager, Eric. His exams are just finished, so full focus on FPL now. Eric activated his wildcard in GW33 last week. It actually turned out brilliant wildcards. I think the template wildcard probably scored like 48, 50 points, but Eric scored 75 of his. So the gap at the top of the world is extended to, I think it's 33 points. So good to have you back, Eric. How are you, mate?
Great. I was so in doubt if I was going to wildcard 32 or 33, and now looking at the team and how the week went, I'm super happy about my decision. So it was a great week. O'Reilly, Star, were so happy about the Brighton assist. That was essential. Or the clean sheet. And now Scott and Thiago also just having star performances. Just a great week all around. And a Palmer DEFCON. Who knew? Who knew that was
yeah, he ended up matching Bruno. I didn't expect Palmer to get DEFCON of all players. Yeah, you got 9 from Verbruggen, 14 from O'Reilly, 13 from Thiago, and then, yeah, Scott of all players. Super differential, 12-pointer. You started him against Arsenal. He ends up getting the 12 points. So, yeah, can you sort of just briefly talk us through your decision to wildcard? Maybe a couple of the players you picked, like Scott, and obviously the decision to keep Thiago.
Well, I was trying to think really long term with my choices. I was trying to think about players where I don't know. I was really worried about sacrificing my week in 32 to have a stronger week in 33. And genuinely not having Thiago in it seemed like the wrong decision, because I think having him in it in both, even if I lose a fixture, still looked like a better choice. And then he scores twice against Everton, which is great as an FPL thing. As an Everton fan, I don't talk about it. And then getting Scott in, what a crazy move! It was actually my my mate FPL Bronx, the Danish man. He told me and sent me stats, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta look at Scott. He looks primed. He looks great." I think for like half an hour we just talked about Scott, and I was like, "Okay, I don't get the hype." And then after he was like, "Okay, you gotta send me the stats so I can get it, like so I understand what you mean."
Yeah.
Looked at it and I was like, "Yeah, he's starting against Arsenal, no doubt." And then he scores, and it's so funny because my mate Thomas, who even recommended it to me, he didn't even start Scott, so he didn't even get the benefits of him getting the yeah. But I'm super thankful for him, and what a choice as well to start him.
So. Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, I mean, well played. I also suffered as an Arsenal fan. Yeah, it was a painful weekend, but yeah, that was brilliant. I mean, that's the most FPL thing ever to like spend half an hour talking about Scott. But I mean, to be fair, like when you're #1 in the world, there's no player you can talk too much about, right? You've got to. When we were chatting in DMs earlier, you were saying like everything you're doing, you're making 1,000% sure. You're checking 1,000 times that you're doing the right thing. So I don't blame you. Yeah, that's 4 weeks now that you've been #1. So it's an unbelievable run. Like what often happens is like people just get into rank 1 and then someone else comes in straight away and knocks them out. But yeah, that's 4 weeks in a row. 33-point lead I think it is. So still a long way to go. Obviously, like the guy who's #3. He scored 93 points, so one massive week like that can really change things quickly. And he flew up the leaderboard. It's really shaping up. So like #2 just behind you, they've used their free hit triple captain. #3 has wildcard and triple captain. Rank 4 has only used the free hit, so maybe they're one to watch. Now, rank 5 has used all chips except the free hit. Have you studied like the others around you, or are you trying to just ignore what's going on below you in the leaderboard?
I mean, there's definitely been some players where I've been like, oh, this guy, he could definitely be a threat. But as soon as I've seen some people, like someone shoots up to, I think a couple weeks ago, someone shot up to 3rd place, but all he had left was, I think it was bench boost. And I was like, okay, well, you're gonna, sorry to say, you'll be irrelevant after the double game weeks because you won't be able to survive that. But yeah, so it's some of those players where I'm like, okay, that guy I gotta keep an eye on. They're focusing on that, and it's not like I'm sitting there taking notes, like studying the other players. But it's more like getting an idea of what are they thinking.
Yeah.
What are they thinking?
Unlike me, who actually does keep notes. Like the people watching might know this, but every video we do together, I put together a document, and it's got like 3 pages of notes and questions and graphics. And yeah, I'm the loser who is actually keeping notes on the players around you. Yeah, maybe it's worth not like obsessing over the other guys around you, because there's just too many moving targets there. You can't cover them all. You just got sort of just have to play your own game. Anyway, let's look at your game week 33 team then. So double game week, goal and defense first. So you've got Verbruggen, Van Heck, O'Reilly, Senesi and Struijk. So you've got double Brighton defence, which did great against Burnley, double clean sheet there. If we get like bad news on O'Reilly, who are you looking at, and how many transfers have you got, and how much in the bank?
I think it's like 2 mil, 3 mil.
Yeah, I vaguely remember you got like
2.6 mil.
Yeah.
I got, which is quite comfortable. I think I have two. I have one free transfer, which is not great. I think that's also part of the reason why I kept Thiago on, was because it saves me kind of a transfer later, because I see him as a player who can be stuck for like the rest of the season. So I was planning to plan a bit ahead with my wildcard, instead of kind of just being locked with 14, 15 doublers. I think straight to Gehi, probably. Not going to overthink it, just straight to Gehi. Because looking at his numbers compared to O'Reilly's, they just look like the best choices defensively.
Yeah.
And with so many center backs being out for City, I think Gehi's a player where he'll play 90 no matter what game it is. I might be wrong on that, but since he started playing for City, he looks ideal, at least.
No, I think you're right.
Probably just straight to Gehi.
Yeah, I would do the same. That's my plan. It's interesting we both kept Thiago, because I didn't see Thiago in that many wildcards, but we both had similar thinking there, and I think I agree about Gehi. I actually nearly included him on the wildcard, because I just figured like he is going to be totally nailed. O'Reilly probably is, but you never know. And then obviously O'Reilly scored, and I was like, oh my god, thank God I didn't go Gehi. And then Gehi scored as well last match, so they both did great. Yeah, I think that's probably where I go. Some people have got more transfers, so they've got the choice to go, a third Leeds player and then buy Cherky in midfield. But I think outside of that, most people are looking at Nunes and Gehi. And then your midfield, you've got Palmer, Semenyo, Scott and Tavernier. So I really like the double Bournemouth attack. Obviously, Scott generally a DEFCON player, but obviously scored last game. He's got a few goal involvements. I've seen so few teams that have got double Bournemouth mids or double attack, 2 mids or 1 mid and Evan Nilsson. So I think that's great. So you've really picked your moment. So I have to say, like over the season to differentiate, and that was another great example. Midfield looks fantastic.
No complaints there. I don't know. I didn't like the Brighton mids. I mean, I actually really liked Gomez, but I was not going to take. I was not going to take the chance at number 1 that I was going to have to waste a free transfer if he ended up getting suspended. So I couldn't take that chance. And then I went. But then after looking at Scott and looking at his stats, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. And I didn't want to get double up on Bournemouth defense. I didn't want to be. I'm not so. I had double Brighton, but I don't love having double defenses like that sometimes. Yeah. It feels a bit lopsided then, because then it feels like I'm so reliant on there getting 1 clean sheet then, and it feels like that my round would then be decided on if I get a clean sheet or not then.
So neither of us went Calvert-Lewin in the end. I don't know if you watched the Leeds v United game, or United versus Leeds. He missed a few big chances, and it was a bit of a stressful watch, obviously, as a non-owner, and he's got quite high ownership. So, off to a good start. Like, I think he just got, it was 2 points. Thiago got 13. So you've already got like an 11-point head start. We'll have to see how the double game week goes, because you'd think DCL's got a good chance of doing better there. Your front 2 is João Pedro and Haaland, so you've got Thiago on the bench. Obviously, super template front 2 there. The rest of your bench is Darlow. You've also got Gabriel, Bruno, and Thiago, as I say. So, any thoughts? Are you bench boosting this week, or are you still deciding what to do there?
I had such fond memories early in the season about a Holland triple cap against Burnley. So that idea is also flirting with me. But also, I'm also thinking in my head, when would I ever... Yes, Gabriel does not look ideal. Yes, Bruno doesn't look ideal, but Chelsea's defense look in shambles, personally. And I would not be surprised if United got a pen against Chelsea. And double Darlow, and I don't know. I feel like I'll be overthinking it if I don't just go bench boost. Especially if I'm able to get double Holland later this season against Palace and Brentford at home in 36. That looks like a primed week for triple cap.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, because given you've got the triple captain as well, it's like you've got an extra chip to shoehorn in there, whereas many don't. And I think the triple captain in 36, if that's where the City versus Palace postponement goes to, just makes sense. So, yeah, therefore probably bench boost this week, free hit 34. But I won't try and influence you, because what you've been doing this season's worked fantastic. But yeah, the team looks great. Gabriel's so tricky this week. Like, I've got him as well, and I'm really going back and forth, because I've also got 1 free transfer, and you've got the option to sell him for like another Leeds defender, for example, in your case, or I don't know, maybe who else haven't you got? A Chelsea defender like Karaj, but then it's like you probably want to get him back, and that's the difficult part. You're not going to want to go about Gabriel for long, right?
The way I see it is, yes, a player I transfer in would score more points, but Gabriel would score me more points over the next 5 weeks. That's the way I see it. Just because when I look at Arsenal's last games at 35, 36, 37, 38, they look incredible.
Yeah.
Like I would. Yeah. And that's also then why Gabriel would be a must, almost like a must have then, And then why would I want to drop him then? Is kind of my thinking.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And that's it. It's a transfer out, it's a transfer back in. It has potential to be worth it, but it does have that knock-on effect because you're using up 2 transfers, and then obviously you're not going to have many, if any, Palace players. Maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe it will for Double Gameweek 36 if that's where it goes. So there's also that knock-on effect.
I'm not so inclined. I think what I'm actually considering now, is 2 specific things: is Thiago to DCL, because DCL also plays against Burnley in 35. That also looks primed, so that's also not bad. Yep. And Thiago also have a couple hard games with Liverpool and United in the last 3, I think. So that's something I have to consider. How would I weigh that? Because if I took out Thiago then for DCL, I'd kind of just be cashing in on the benefits of it then, because I got the perfect Thiago week, and now I have the opportunity for a DCL double against Wolves and Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth, I don't know, but Wolves sounds great, So that's tricky. And then also I thought about, because I'll have triple City blanking in 37 then, maybe just getting in like a Henderson to get 4 doublers in and just saying that's enough.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. I don't think overboarding that is smart when Palace is playing for Europe anyway.
Yeah, that's tricky. It's easier for the Bowen guys because West Ham have got Palace away. I guess that's not a bad fixture, but Thiago, he's got Fulham home, and then potentially free hit 34, and then he's got West Ham home in 35. So it's a really tricky call whether to sell or not, because you at least you don't have to buy Thiago back. You can have Calvert-Lewin for the season, but there are some good fixtures in there for Brentford, including this week in 35. In 37, they've got Palace home. You could play him in 38, Liverpool away. So, yeah, it's really, really tricky. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm interested to see what you do and whether we end up doing the same thing there. But I won't try and influence you. We've got, lastly, a free hit team to look at. So, let's go through that together. The team is Darlow, Gahey, Van Heck, Struijk, Enzo, Palmer, Tavernier, Semenyo, Haaland captain, Calvert-Lewin, and João Pedro. So it's double Lee's defence. It's triple Chelsea attack. I've not really seen this in many drafts, but Enzo's obviously a bit punty, but obviously given Chelsea's form, and it's a bit of a desperate situation, I think he surely comes back into the team. And I was looking at his underlying data. He's 14.81 non-pen XGI this season, which ranks 4th in the league after Haaland, João Pedro, Bruno. So he's 2nd in the league for non-pen XGI among midfielders. And I've just read as well, Maguire's getting a 1-game ban for misconduct. So it might be Euro in heaven playing in centre-back, because obviously Martinez also suspended. So maybe that's got potential on a free hit. But yeah, if it's not Enzo, I think there's a lot of options, right? Like Gross. You mentioned Ampadu last week, Scott, Cherky, Rodri, Vifa. Can you talk us through your thoughts on the team?
I think the defense looks templates, and the keeper. I mean, I think that would also be, I think, the 4 I'd choose. I think I'd probably start Senesi over Van Heck, actually. I think I have more faith in Hill or Senesi getting DEFCONs and or a clean sheet than Van Heck, personally. So that'd be a switch for me, I think. Enzo Palmer, I think that's Enzo Palmer to have Semenyo, you don't get a more upside midfield, I think, with the options we have. I don't think there's a team that has a higher point chance of scoring as more points as possible than that midfield. And I agree with you, Enzo's stats look huge. So how could you not have him in then for a double game week punt? I was even considering when I was looking at my changes, do I get Enzo in here? Do I get him in for Bruno? But that seems also, but I don't know if I'm that crazy. And then the front 3 looks ideal. I wouldn't change anything about it. I think the team looks great. I think just Senesi, Hill to Van Heck. That'd be my immediate thought. But otherwise, I think it looks great. And you could take it a differential shout with the players who did well last week. But I'm always not a big fan of that, trying to chase points I always think it's a bit hard to go after.
Yeah, I mean, it just made sense to me, most of the players. I think O'Reilly, he's the big talking point this week, and he's a really difficult one on the free hit, because I just don't expect Pep to come out and give us anything concrete personally, because it's just generally how he is. But on top of that, it's like the biggest game of the season. He scored a brace against Arsenal in the League Cup final, so it's just such a huge game, and he's going to be so important. So even if he is available, I don't think we'll get given any information. So if that's where we are, heading into the deadline, it's a difficult one, I guess, for free hitters and non-free hitters. Do you sell him if you're not on a free hit? And if you are on a free hit, do you just play it safe and go for Gehi, who we can be 99% sure starts both games? What would you do if that's the situation we're in near the deadline?
If I was free hitting, I'd just go Gehi. I wouldn't overthink it. I wouldn't risk that he blanks to one of those games. I'd just go the safe. Something I've actually thought about is, would you go Shirky instead of Semenyo? That's also something I've thought about. Just because I watched Shirky against Chelsea and I thought he was incredible in the 10. He was great, and he looked like he had much more. I mean, he had more involvement, but just generally in City's attacks, he was the centerpiece. So that is also an option. The risk, though, is I don't know if he starts both games. Semenyo, I think, is a lot more nailed than him. Well, I think we'll have to see with the updates to make a choice if you're not free hitting. But if you're free hitting, I'd just go Gehi and play it safe.
Yeah.
I don't think free hitting is about trying to chance that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. On the free hit, I think I'd go Gehi if it's looking really iffy by the deadline. I wouldn't spend a valuable free transfer making that swap unless he's confirmed out, which seems unlikely, but we'll have to see what's said. It looks like you're probably planning to bench boost, but haven't actually activated it yet. But as it stands, You've got 12 players doubling. That could be 13 out of 15 if you do spend a transfer to sell one of those single game players. The team looks great. I would say that because we've basically got the same team. But so I hope you have a great Double Gameweek 33. Appreciate you coming on the channel as always. If you guys aren't following Eric, it's at the FPL Study on X. He just hit 10k followers, by the way, so congrats on that, Eric.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And if you're not following him, check him out. He's worth it for the FPL tips. He answers questions, posts some good threads and so on. So best of luck, Eric.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.